Hello guys, in this video we'll be looking at the blog of Genetiker. Now Genetiker has made a lot of contributions to the world of genetics. He's definitely a big person in terms of, he's got a whole blog where he analyzes all kinds of ancient genomes. He was doing similar things to what I'm doing today, just a little bit more deranged and a little bit more like deranged, straight up deranged. And you're going to see how deranged this individual was by looking at this blog right here. More proof of whites in ancient Peru and Chile. Now, it's one thing to say that Native Americans had some European-like admixture. For example, here, let me show you. This is the result of Anzik man, he's got some European admixture. He's got some ancient North Eurasian, 25.5% ancient North Eurasian. He's got some West European hunter-gatherer. He's got some Paleolithic European admixture, right? So even some Western hunter-gatherer. You can see with the oracle here, he's closest to Clovis. I'm going to release a video on him today. You're going to see this video today, basically. I already made it, but I'm just waiting to release it. But that's not what Genetiker is saying. What Genetiker is saying is that these ancient Native Americans actually had literal, like, white Northern European, modern European admixture. That's what he seems to believe, and he actually seems to believe that if you read his blog, other stuff on his blog, that Native Americans worshipped white people and that white people were like their gods, and they're just crazy deranged things, dude. Crazy, absolutely deranged things. So here is what his more proof. This is his proof of whites in ancient Peru and Chile. Let's look at this. Below is another head of Nazca culture with fine wavy red hair. Now, how can you tell that this is a white person from looking at this skull or from this like mummy or whatever? How can you tell this? Does it look like a white? It could be an Asian person. It could be a black person. And fine wavy red hair. You know how hair has a tendency when you leave it unattended without like watering or whatever. When you leave it unattended, it tends to change color. It gets depigmented, just as anything else. Skin, leather depigments after you put it in the rain or in a warm conditions. It's gonna depigment. It loses color because melanin doesn't. The skins don't reproduce, right? You get less melanin over time. The hair loses color. That's what happens with all these ancient mummies or whatever. That's why these Tarim mummies, they said it was blonde. They weren't blonde. They weren't blonde. It's just a mummy. The hair depigmented over time. Now, next are photographs of mummy bundle of a woman from Vari culture, which was found in 2008 in a tomb at Huaca, an adobe brick pyramid located in the middle of modern city of Lima. The mummy bundle was dated to around 700 AD. Okay, it looks like a human. Yeah, I can't say it looks like a European. Actually, it looks pretty Native American with the facial features here. As the next two photographs show, the mummy bundle had a wooden mask and large blue eyes made of seashells. Dude, that's blue eyes. That does not really look blue to me. That looks kind of, I don't know, lightish purple color. I wouldn't say that's blue, but that could be anything. It's just they made it out of seashells. They were like being creative and stuff. They weren't trying to make them blue. If they tried to make it blue on purpose, they could have just colored it blue. Man, that's deranged. Below is a mummy bundle head from the Vari culture with fine, wavy, brown European Опять же, European wavy hair. How can you tell? First of all, the Anzik Native American that I made a video on. You're gonna see this video. You're gonna see a video on him today, right? So he had wavy hair. He's predicted to have wavy hair with my hair ID tool. So it's very possible for a Native American to have wavy hair, number one. And brown, yeah, it just got depigmented after being left out in the sun or underground for a while. The hair tends to depigment because the melanin cells don't reproduce, right? There's less melanin over time. That's what happens. And next are skulls of Huaca Malena, a major cemetery of the Wari culture located about 100 kilometers south of Lima. The thousands of Wari fabrics and tapestries found at Huaca Malena indicated those buried were of high rank. Some of the skulls still have their wavy red, brown, and dark blonde European hair. Once again, with the hair. That's what... all these kinds of ancient skulls get found with brown or blonde or red hair. It's not because they had blonde or they all had black hair, right? None of them had blonde hair. They all had black or very dark brown hair. That's typical for Amerindians, and they just got depigmented after being out in the sun for a while, or after just basically being, the person is dead, right? The cells don't reproduce, the hair cells don't reproduce, the melanin cells in the hair do not reproduce, so the hair loses its melanin. That's what happens. with all these mummies. Below is a mummy bundle head from Chancay culture, which existed along the central coast of Peru to the north of Lima from 1K to 1400 AD. The face is painted a color exactly like that of European skin, and wavy brown hair is attached to the top. Once again with the skin, once again with the wavy brown hair, this guy does not have any chill. No chill. And here is the back of a head showing more of the brown hair. I don't even know if that's brown. Like, that's a typical, it's not like my hair color. You can compare my hair color to this. That does not look brown to me, dude. That looks pretty much black. Okay. Below are three more artificial heads from Chancay culture with European skin color. The second one has wavy brown human hair attached. Dude, come on. That's a European skin. Compare it to my skin color, dude. Compare. That's not a European skin color, dude. That's crazy, man. And that's very typically Native American features too. That's not European features. Those are not European facial features, man. Next is the mummy of a child from Chancay culture. The child was 46 years old and it was dated to around 1334. It has light brown hair. I don't know how you can tell that. I don't know how you can tell that it has light brown. What makes you think the skin didn't survive? The skin didn't preserve? The skin wasn't preserved? But the hair is exactly the same color as it was when he was alive. Like, what's the logic here? Below is the mummy of an elite male from Chancay culture, which was found in 2007. Yeah. Well, what else? What is he saying here? His face was covered in red paint made of sulfur, and his metal plates were covered over his eyes and his mouth. But one you can see in the photographs that he had white skin and brown hair. Once again, with the hair, you can see most of the stuff here is about hair. Most of the stuff on his blog is about Native Americans have brown or blonde hair, Native American gods or whatever, Native American nobility. The reason he's saying that is because that's the only thing his Nazi ass can find to suggest that Native Americans had any kind of European nobility or European gods in their society, right? That's the only thing he can find to suggest that. And even hair color, as we know, it gets depigmented over time. So that's nothing. He has nothing, really. And below is a mummy bundle head dated to 1100 AD from the Huacho culture, which was located to the north of Chancay culture along with the central coast of Peru. The head has European skin color, European facial features, and brown. Once again, with the hair, we got European skin color. That's something he can go off because Europeans don't really have that different of a skin color from Native Americans. By the way, compare my skin color. Let me do this very educational, right? Compare my skin color to this Native American sample, this Native American mummy. Very different skin color. The next photograph shows two heads found at a city of culture, I can't pronounce that, which existed along the central coast of Peru to the south of Lima from around 1100 to 1400 AD. Both of the heads have white skin. White skin, dude. The head on the brown has brown hair. The head on the left has brown hair. The head on the right has blonde hair. Yeah, hair tends to get depigmented over time, right? Because once again, the hair cells don't reproduce. The melanin cells don't reproduce. They get depigmented over time. That's what happens. And next is a 1,000-year-old mummy from a woman who has found in 2012. She was around 50 years old when she died, and as the photograph shows, she had wavy brown hair. Once again, with the hair. We got so much hair, so much obsession with hair, and these individuals, these mummies, don't have the same hair color as they had when they were, living. Is the main problem here. You can't go off hair of a mummy and say that because the mummy seems to have blonde hair, that means it had blonde hair when it was alive. No, it just got depigmented. The word Inca is often used to refer to all those who inhabited the Inca Empire, but the word in Quechua means ruler or lord, and it originally referred only to the ruling class of the ruling family in the empire. The population of the empire has been estimated at between 4 and 37 million people, but there were only around 500 members of the Inca royal family when the Spanish arrived. Below are the photographs. So he's saying that these are like gods, these are like their rulers, these are their lords, right? These are the lords of the Native Americans, and he's gonna say that the lords of the Native Americans were white people because that's what his Nazi ass has been saying for years. And I'm not saying he's completely like deranged and everything he says is stupid. There's a lot of stuff on Genetiker blog that's legitimate and legitimate, but this is just one of the really deranged stuff that he's saying. These are the photographs, and based on these photographs, we have to just say that yeah, these looks like total Europeans right here. These are Europeans. These are totally not Native Americans. And next is another Inca mummy from the. He had white skin and fine wavy brown hair. Once again with the hair, we got the hair. This guy is obsessed with the hair of the mummies. Absolutely obsessed with hair of the mummies who don't even have the same hair color as they had when they were living. And next to the third Inca mummy from he also had white skin and brown hair. Once again, this guy is obsessed with hair of various mummies, hair color of mummies who don't even have the same hair color as they had when they were living because of depigmentation. In the next photograph, this third mummy is seen along with the fourth Inca mummy from which also had white skin and wavy brown. We got the wavy brown hair. Once again, count the amount of times that Genetiker references wavy brown hair in this blog post right here. Below is the mummy of an Inca woman. Another hair, another reddish brown hair. We see another instance of reddish brown hair being referenced when talking about mummies. Right. Brown hair, of course. Brown hair, yes. Look, let's just count how many brown hairs there is. Fine wavy red hair. Oh, that's a new one. Red hair. Yeah, that's a new one. And then obviously European female cranial morphology. Is it an obviously European cranial? I don't know. Is there even a difference between European cranial morphology and Native American? I don't think so. I really don't think that there is much of a difference where you could tell that one's cranial is European and one's cranium is Native American. I don't think you can tell that. The hair of many ancient Peruvian and Chilean mummies is of European rather than Amerindian, not only in its color but also in its structure. Who told you that Native Americans are supposed to have straight hair all the time? Who told you that? Because I've seen Native Americans with really curly hair. I had a Native American friend back in middle school and high school. He's got very curly hair. So who told you that they're supposed to have straight hair, dude? Yeah, okay. American Indians in the Pacific includes quotes from a 1943 paper by Mildred Trotter, stating that the width of the hair of Paracas mummies varied, but on average significantly smaller than that of Native American hair. Yeah, okay, man. Okay, man. I don't want to read all that. Let's get to the end. The Gringuito descendants of Chachapoyas still preserve some of their genotype and phenotype of the white. I just Gringuito. I love this word, dude. Gringuito. Their autosomal DNA is between 10% and 50% European, and some of them have Y haplogroups belonging to haplogroup R1b. Well, yeah, they got Spanish admixture. That's why. As the following photographs show, many of them have features like fair skin, blonde and red hair, blue eyes, and freckles. That's because of modern European admixture, you dingo, not because of some kind of ancient European admixture before colonization, where Native Americans were worshipping white gods. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And he's showing us some of these pictures. So this guy, right, let's look at these pictures. This girl, she looks kind of, I don't know, English or Northwest European. She looks pretty typical. I mean, you can get this kind of a phenotype by mixing Spanish and Native American for sure. These girls, they just look English. This girl, yeah, pretty English too. This girl may be more Spanish, but they all look like modern Europeans, and they are all the result of modern European colonization of North America and South America, Americas in general. So, just after we get away from all this bullshit from Genetiker, because you will see on Genetiker's blog, you will see all kinds of bullshit of the same caliber. More proof of whites in ancient Peru and Chile. Here's what I'm gonna say: a completely deranged blog by a completely deranged individual. Now he's made a lot of work that's reputable and a lot of work that's very respectable, right? But this is not one of it. This is not one of the respectable works from Genetiker, not at all. And just in case you want to see what kind of admixtures Native Americans have, here's an Anzac man that you're going to see on my channel pretty soon. He's scoring 25% ancestral North Eurasian, East Asian majority. And he's got some West European hunter-gatherer admixture too, but no Natufian, so no farmer, no European farmer, no modern European admixture. Definitely did not have modern European admixture, so definitely did not have any kind of red or blonde hair or modern European facial traits, as Genetiker would say. And these gods that Native Americans worshipped, they were not Europeans, of course. Native Americans did not worship European-looking gods and Nordic gods. That's stupid. That's more of the proof of Genetiker being a Nazi more than anything.